Previously on Bardock After, Bardock had a vision of the future. He saw his friend, one of the last remaining Saiyans, lying dead in his arms. 7 months later, we have the ongoing story of Bardock After. What if he survived the eradication of planet Vegeta? I know it's been a while, and for anyone who's new to the story, I'm going to be leaving links to my previous 2 videos on this. It's basically an alternate story of Bardock that has him surviving what Frieza did. Created by Young Gigi, this is Bardock After Part 3 to 6. Right now, Bardock is in the middle of a conflict with one of Frieza's relatives who owns a portion of the galaxy. Now this is gonna sound crazy, but this is meant to be chilled from the episode of Bardock when he first went Super Saiyan, but funny enough, this story makes more sense. Bardock's strength right now is just a bit higher than the Ginyu Force, so if he went to challenge Frieza directly, he would lose, and so he says to Popol, who is the other Saiyan, that they have to continue training. Before long, Bardock's power gets so high and he's killing off so many of Chill's soldiers that he comes down himself. He and his team scour the planet for any hint of Bardock, and this leads into chapter 4. Eventually Chilled and his army run into Bardock, and Bardock's confused because obviously this guy looks like Frieza, but he's not actually him. Bardock asks who he is, and in this adaptation of the story, Lord Chilled is Frieza's younger brother, and he is only allowed to rule over a few planets, so when he sees Bardock destroying the value of them by training so hard, he has to step in. Now, Bardock recognizes that Chilled has a similar battle power to Frieza. It's not quite as high, but it's around that level. And even though he's not interested in fighting Chilled, Bardock is not going to let anyone get in the way of him avenging the Saiyans. They stare each other down and then they go in. This is one of the best choreographed fights I've seen from a fan manga. It captures so much of that early Dragon Ball Z feel that you just couldn't separate it. The fight goes on for a while, and to summarize what it comes down to is Chilled transforming and Bardock feeling at a loss. He can't even beat Frieza's little brother. He's being really hard on himself. We see Chilled tossing him around, throwing him through mountains. Eventually Popol steps in for Bardock at one point, and well, Bardock's vision comes true. Chilled, without even hesitating, kills him, and just like in his vision, he dies in Bardock's arms. This was the trigger. Bardock had enough power and experience to transform into a Super Saiyan, but he never had the right motivation. But now he did, and in Bardock After, this is how he transforms into a Super Saiyan. Leading on to chapter 6. It is the biggest homage of when Goku first went Super Saiyan. Bardock even says, "Hit me with your full power," and when Chilled does, it doesn't have any effect. And Bardock tells him that every 1,000 years, a legend of the Saiyan race will appear. Someone who can cross the boundaries like no other can. A warrior who lusts for blood and combat. The Super Saiyan. Bardock is humiliating Chilled. It's almost a parallel to what Goku did to Frieza, but as he's about to finish him off though, with the little power that he has left, Chilled blasts the planet that they are on, completely destroying it, and the only thing we see is space. It is unknown if Bardock lived or survived, and although the story isn't over yet, this is how I think the story should end. It takes place in a time where Goku is a baby, and somewhere out in space, his father is fighting a battle that in time, he will have to fight as well, and avenge not only his father, but the rest of the Saiyans. Bardock fought and trained to become the first Super Saiyan of the new millennium, but he ultimately died fighting against the kind that destroyed his race. But the story isn't over yet. There is still one more volume, and when it comes out, we will see if Bardock really did die, or if he somehow managed to survive, and his quest to overthrow Frieza continues. Thank you so much for watching. I find this story to be a great alternative to the original. Thank you Young Gigi for recreating Bardock's story. Whatever happens next, you've done an amazing job on this series to where I can really look at this as an alternate version of the story. It doesn't feel out of place at all. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.